Hello everyone, let's introduce the topic New Criticism, a detailed study. Introduction to New Criticism. New Criticism was a dominant literary criticism movement in the mid 20th century, originated in the 1920s and was prominent until the 1960s. It emphasized close reading and rejected external influences like author biography, named after John Crow Ransom's book The New Criticism in 1941. The key figures and works are I.A. Richards, Principles of Literary Criticism, 1924, Practical Criticism, 1929, Cleanth Brooks and Robert Penn Warren's Understanding Poetry, 1938, W.K. Wimsatt and Monroe Beardsley's The Intentional Fallacy, 1954, William Emerson's Seven Types of Ambiguity, 1930, Alan Tate's Tension in Poetry, Northrop Frye, Anatomy of Criticism, 1957. Core principles of new criticism. Close reading, that is the detailed analysis of the text language and structure. Then textual autonomy, the meaning is within the text, not the author's intent. Rejection of historical or biographical context. The text stands alone. Focus on literary devices like ambiguity, paradox, irony, tension. Close reading and explication. Close reading means analyzing the words, syntax, figures of speech, tone in a text. Explication derived from the French explication de texte, meaning detailed texture analysis. It is first introduced by I.A. Richards in Practical Criticism, that is, close reading. Then ambiguity. Ambiguity is introduced by William Emerson in the work Seven Types of Ambiguity. And he says that it is divided into seven types, ambiguity in seven types. It is in 1930. Words and phrases can hold multiple meanings simultaneously. A single word can meaning multi meanings. Enhance the reader's engagement and interpretation. So it's like a two-way communication. If there are error in the communication, you will not be perceiving what the other is saying. Paradox. Paradox is defined by Cleanth Brooks in his The Well-Trod Urn in 1947. Poetry thrives on paradox. It reconciles contradictions. It enhances complexity and depth in literature. So paradox is a type of like the figures of speech used in a poetry. Paradox meaning two contrasted themes are put together. Irony by Robert Penn Warren. Irony means a contrast between what is said and what is meant. It can be used in satire, poetry, and literary structure. Cleon Brooks' essay, Irony as a Principle of Structure, highlights its significance. Then, tension. It is a concept introduced by Alan Tate in the work Tension in Poetry. It is a balance between literal and figurative meaning. It creates depth and complexity in poetry. So there will be a balance between literal meaning and the figurative meaning. Intentional fallacy, Wimsatt and Beardsley. It is introduced in the work The Verbal Icon in 1954 and rejects the idea that the author's intent determines the meaning. If you are reading a text, you can give your own meaning to that. Text belongs to the public and interpretation should be independent and individualistic. Archetypal criticism is the last topic of this lesson, not by Northrop Frye, based on universal mythic structures. It is influenced by Carl Jung's concept of the collective unconscious. Literature follows archetypal patterns such as the comedy is represented as the spring season, romance as summer, tragedy, autumn, and satire in winter. So these seasons are associated with our emotions. Criticism and decline of new criticism. It has been criticized for ignoring historical and social context, considered too rigid and exclusionary, replaced by post-structuralism, deconstruction, and cultural studies. These are the theories that comes after new criticism. Modern relevance of new criticism. Though declined in the 1970s, some of its methods are still influential, such as the close reading. It remains as an essential skill in literary studies. Some scholars revisit new critical approaches in modern discourse too. Conclusion. New criticism emphasized close reading and textual analysis. Key figures include I.A. Richards, Cleant Brooks, and W.K. Wimsatt. Major concepts are ambiguity, paradox, irony, tension, and intentional fallacy. Though criticized, it laid the foundation for modern literary analysis. Thank you.